The ship shouldn't have been able to limp into the station at all. Its hull was scorched black along one entire flank, plasma scoring etched deep into composite armor that hadn't been manufactured anywhere near human space. Half its external lights were dark. Its engines coughed like a dying animal as it docked, late, off schedule, and broadcasting a distress code so old my translator had to dig through archival protocols to decode it. I wasn't assigned to help. I just did. That's how it always starts. My name is Jonah Reeves. Human engineer. Independent contractor. I fix ships that didn't belong to anyone important enough to have their own repair crews. I worked the forgotten docks on the edge of neutral space, where smugglers, refugees, and unlucky traders went when they had nowhere else to turn. When I saw the alien vessel struggling to hold power, I grabbed my toolkit and crossed the dock without thinking. The crew that met me at the airlock wasn't hostile, but they were wary. Tall, narrow-bodied beings with layered eyes and skin like polished stone. I'd never seen their species before. "We cannot pay," their captain said immediately, voice crackling through a translator band. "Our resources are depleted." "I didn't ask about payment," I replied. "Your reactor's bleeding energy. If it collapses, this whole section of the station goes with it." They looked at one another, exchanging a rapid series of clicks and pulses. Finally, the captain stepped aside. "Then help," they said. "The beginning. Fixing what wasn't mine." Their ship was a mess. The core stabilizer was misaligned, the energy lattice fractured in 3 places, and their navigation systems were running off backup power that wouldn't last another hour. Whoever had attacked them hadn't just wanted to disable the ship, they'd wanted it to die slowly. I worked for 6 straight hours. No breaks. No rest. Just problem after problem, each more alien than the last. Their technology wasn't better than ours, it was different. Elegant in some places, dangerously overcomplicated in others. They watched me the entire time, not hovering, not interfering, just observing with intense focus. "You could leave," the captain said at one point. "You owe us nothing." I tightened a coupling and shrugged. "If I leave, your reactor breaches. If it breaches, the station locks down. I live here." That earned a strange sound from them, amusement, maybe. When I finally sealed the last conduit and rerouted power through a human-style bypass, the ship hummed back to life. Smooth, stable, alive. The crew froze. Energy readings normalized across their displays. "You have restored the heart," the captain said quietly. "Yeah," I replied, wiping grease from my hands. "That's what engineers do." They stared at me like I'd just rewritten their laws of physics. The middle, an unexpected invitation. They didn't leave immediately. Instead, the captain requested a private audience. Against my better judgment, I agreed. We met in a small chamber near the ship's core. Symbols glowed faintly along the walls, markings that pulsed in time with the reactor's rhythm. "You helped us without demand," the captain said. "Without leverage." "I fixed a ship," I replied. "Don't make it weird." Their layered eyes focused on me. "For our people," they said, "such actions carry weight." They explained then who they were. The Kruan were a nomadic civilization, shipbound for generations. Their vessels weren't just transport, they were family, history, identity. Losing a ship meant more than death. It meant erasure. Their attackers had been slavers, not interested in cargo but in people. "You denied them a harvest," the captain said. I shifted uncomfortably. "I didn't fight anyone." "No," they replied. "You chose kindness when survival would have excused indifference." That was when they made the offer. "You may join us," the captain said, "as a bound ally." I laughed before I could stop myself. You want me to leave human space and wander the stars with aliens I met today? Yes. That's insane. The captain tilted their head. You do not belong where you are. That hit harder than I expected. I opened my mouth to refuse. Then they continued. If you decline, they said, we will still repay you. The chamber lights dimmed. We offer you one of our own. My blood ran cold. No, I said immediately. Absolutely not. The captain raised a hand. Not as property. Not as tribute. They gestured to the glowing symbols around us. A life bond. The choice I never wanted. They explained carefully, patiently. Among the Kruan, a life bond was sacred. It wasn't ownership. It wasn't control. It was a vow, shared survival, shared purpose. Two lives choosing to anchor one another against the void. It is optional, the captain said. Always. I rubbed my face. You realize how this sounds to a human, right? Yes, they replied. That is why we explain. They showed me recordings, Kruan bonded pairs working together across generations, strengthening their fleets, stabilizing their society. Bonds that could be dissolved by choice, never by force. Still, it was too much. I didn't help you for this, I said quietly. And that, the captain replied, is why we offered. They gave me time. Hours passed, then a day. I walked the station, thinking about my life. Patchwork contracts, empty quarters, fixing other people's problems, and moving on before anything could take root. I thought about the ship, about how it had responded to my touch, about a culture that didn't see kindness as weakness. When I returned, the captain met me at the airlock. What if I say no? I asked. Then you leave, they said simply, with our gratitude. And if I say yes, then you are never alone again. I closed my eyes. I had crossed half the galaxy fixing things that weren't mine. Maybe it was time to stop drifting. I won't be owned, I said. You will be equal, they replied. I won't be trapped. You may leave at any time. I exhaled slowly. Then, I accept. The ending, more than a reward. The bond ceremony was nothing like I expected. No chains. No spectacle. Just shared presence, shared intent, and a quiet resonance as the ship itself acknowledged the vow. The Kruan believed their vessels bore witness. I wasn't taken from humanity. I was added to something. Over time, I became more than an engineer. I taught human repair methods, learned Kruan navigation techniques, helped them redesign systems the slavers had once exploited. Word spread. A human who fixed ships without asking. A species that rewarded kindness with loyalty. A fleet that defended the helpless with terrifying efficiency. The slavers never came back. Years later, when my old station sent a message asking if I'd return for a high-pay contract, I looked out at the stars, at the ship that felt more like home than any place I'd lived before. I declined, not because I was bound, but because I had finally chosen. I helped fix an alien ship, and they offered me something I never expected, a place where I mattered.